today we are going to talk about IBS. So IBS, people get it confused between IBS and IBD also. So we'll go very briefly into IBD so that we can understand what are the differences, and then we'll go on talking about IBS. IBS, the scientific community calls it as a functional disorder. Functional disorder, why? Because when you go for checkups from the doctor to the doctor, there are no reports which show any malfunction in your body. So there are actually no reasons to identify what is wrong and why you're getting these symptoms. All reports seem to be normal. Nothing can be found out, but you have symptoms. Inflammatory bowel disease is slightly different. Here, when you have it and you go to the doctor, gut inflammation is visible, clearly visible. IBD is an autoimmune disorder. You have two varieties there, ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease in inflammatory bowel disease. So differences between IBS and IBD, so that you are also able to understand where you yourself stand, is IBS can be anywhere in the GI tract, whereas IBD is limited to the large intestine. In IBS, all tests are normal. In IBD, inflammation is visible. In IBS, generally there is no blood in stool. In IBD, there can be blood in stool also. In IBS, your thoughts also are a reason, whereas in IBD, thoughts are not considered to be a reason. IBS is not an autoimmune disorder, whereas IBD is an autoimmune disorder. That is also there. Now, in IBS results, if you go to a doctor for testing yourself, how many of you have been told by the doctor that, yes, there are symptoms. There is something inside the body which is not okay. In IBS, you normally suffer from constipation if it is the constipation variety. And if it is the diarrhea variety, then you have diarrhea. You have stomach pain, you have gas, you have indigestion, you are suffering from bloating, etc. And you enter into certain socially embarrassing situations also, like you are going out, you have to eat, but then you get bloating, you get gas, and you have to go to the washroom quite often. So it can become a little embarrassing also when you're suffering from IBS. And there are times when you cannot even tell anybody, it causes difficulty in relationships also, in family relationships, between the spouses also, because if one of them has IBS, then since it's somewhere related to your thought processing also, the other person is unable to understand what you're suffering from. And they say, what is happening to you? Why are you reacting like this? You only have problems. It causes conversational difficulties. You're unable to explain it. And at the end of the day, at some point, it happens that you start suffering from taunts from the family also, that it's you only who's suffering from this. We don't see anything wrong. We are also eating the same food. We are perfectly all right. These kind of things happen. At some point, you don't even like yourself. Situation in IBS becomes very difficult to explain to another person. So, are you stressed? Are you disturbed? Have you suffered any, taunts or difficult situation from your early childhood? Mental stress, something that causes mental stress. It can be due to domestic situations. It can be due at your study. It can be at your office. Basically, it's a situation which has caused you a lot of stress since a long time. Now, I saw a situation of a lady who was suffering from IBS because she was a married lady and her own sister used to frequent her house. Now, this lady trusted her own sister. She never felt anything amiss. But what happened was her own husband ran away with her sister, leaving her high and dry, no news, absolutely nothing, just stating that don't try to contact us. We are in love and we are leaving. Now, this woman suffered so much of trauma because of that event that she developed, let me say, IBS, Irritable Bowel Syndrome. Now, she has constipation. At times, she has frequent diarrhea, and she has passes blood along with her stool, and quite a bad condition. Now, we have to understand our own bodies, how they are made. Now mental stress can be caused from early childhood also, from comments from family members, some insensitive comments like, you're not able to do anything, you will be unable to do anything in your life, You are like this. Either it can be on looks, or it can be based upon your performance, or it can be general comparison between, siblings. And sometimes parents may do it, sometimes relatives may do it, sometimes it may be sexual abuse, sometimes it can be some kind of abuse, bullying in your school. Anything that can cause continuous mental stress, causes you mental trauma, and at some point you start displaying symptoms of IBS. That causes sadness, and that continuous stress hormone release in your body results in these kind of symptoms. You feel that nobody understands you. You are unable to tell anybody. If you tell somebody also, they feel, we are eating the same food. We are perfectly all right. It's something wrong with you. Correct yourself. And you don't know where to go, how to do it. We, to understand IBS, have to understand to an extent our own bodies. Now, whenever we are very happy, we feel some kind of butterflies in our stomach, right? Pet mein gudgudi si hoti hai. How many of you have felt it? Then, when we are very stressed, we feel knots in our stomach. Our stomach's cramping up. You must have felt that also when you're really very stressed. It's a normal reaction. When we are very happy, pet mein gudgudi si hona. You feel like butterflies are flying in your stomach. And then when you're very stressed, there are knots. There is a cramp in your stomach. Why does that happen? The stress is in the mind. Why is our stomach affected? When we understand this, we will be able to understand the beginning of IBS to an extent. Your intestine looks like this. We have millions and millions of bacteria and fungi inhabiting our large intestine, to a smaller extent in the small intestine also. Your intestines are also called the second brain, dusra dimag. Why? Because the brain processes stimuli received from outside. But messages are sent by your gut also. Your gut. I have a gut feeling, we say. Why? The gut is connected to the brain, and continuously 24/7 messages are going on and to and fro. Your gut is inhabited by, it has 500 million of neurons, and 30 different neurotransmitters are produced by the microbiota. That is, your gut connects with your brain, sends messages, produces hormones also, and this connection is established through the vagus nerve. There is this nerve which starts from our brain and it goes on till your intestine. It has a connection with your brain. That is the kind of a superhighway. The gut has its own enteric nervous system and peptides. It also produces hormones and peptides, and these make their way into circulation, cross the blood-brain barrier. There is a blood-brain barrier which doesn't allow anything to reach your brain. But in this case, it crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it influences your sleep, your cognitive functions, your mood, your stress, your appetite, your capacity to absorb nutrients from your food. So everything is affected by this microbiome that we have in our bodies. So no matter what we do, it's there within you. And it starts at the time you take birth. And when you have a normal delivery, you develop this gut microbiome. Then when a mother feeds her child with her breast milk, this microbiome develops in your body. And this is very, very important for your health, for your physical health, for your mental health, for anxiety, depression, and IBS-like symptoms also. So you have the good bacteria in your body and also the bad bacteria, which regulate your sugar level, your cholesterol, hormones. They make vitamins, digest food, and react to your medicines and infections also. We have a nervous system within us, which is called the autonomous nervous system. Autonomous because it has nothing to do with whether we want to do it or not. It happens automatically. So there is one part which is called the parasympathetic. What happens is it allows you to digest food and take rest and feel good about everything. You're reading, you're relaxing, you're talking to somebody, you don't feel any threat. There is the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight, lado ya bhago. So whenever you are stressed and there is a continuous stress in your body because of somebody's comments, somebody's taunts, or the way your brain is interpreting those taunts and those comments. So That time, the flight or flight system is activated. What happens then is your digestion, your appetite is reduced. It increases your heart rate and you want to fight, you want to react. That kind of a thing happens. Now, why we are talking about it is that it affects the hormones. So, you may not face a direct physical threat or of facing a bear or a lion or a truck in front of you. But you're facing it indirectly because you are facing a situation which is not very pleasant for you. Now, that unpleasant situation may be caused in the family, in your school system where you're studying or your children are studying, or in your office system, or through relatives, or even through friends when you don't enjoy a good neighborhood. That time also. So what happens is when we are stressed, our body releases adrenaline and cortisol. They are stress hormones. The presence of cortisol in your blood for longer durations because of stress decreases the metabolism, causes chronic fatigue, hypertension, depression, affects your hunger, arthritis, migraine, tunnel vision, sleep deprivation. So whenever you're stressed, obviously you're unable to sleep because the sympathetic nervous system is activated at that time. Acid reflux also, when you feel that, that GERD. Another thing which happens when you have a lot of stress in your body is that your happiness hormone called the serotonin, that gets reduced because of stress, anxiety, depression, trauma, sadness, hopelessness, anger, and also our food habits. Normally, when you go for IBS treatment in allopathy, they will give you an exclusion diet. They will ask you to exclude certain food items which your body is not able to digest easily. They will treat it through medicines, probiotics. Why probiotics? They are the germs. They are the bacteria which are inhabiting your gut. So you will be artificially given those bacteria so that the gut can be inhabited by this friendly bacteria. They are not exactly harmful, but due to our food and bad habits, bad lifestyle habits, the bad bacteria start thriving and surviving and the good ones die out. That is why to develop the good ones, you are given the probiotics. Then you are told to have a gluten-free diet, then low FODMAP diet, and then cognitive behavioral therapy may be another option. When you have IBD, it is normally treated through medicines, immune suppressants, and then surgery is an option. What we say is that before going in for allopathic solutions or alongside that, you should try out the solutions that we are going to tell you from now. Friends, stress should be reduced. See, many times you may be unable to recognize stress also. It may be something that you are so constantly carrying with yourself. Just try to analyze whether you have undergone any of these situations in your early childhood. Taunts or comments or, talks by people where you're constantly put down. So you hate to face those situations. You hate to face that person. And you're constantly thinking as to what will happen. What am I going to say next when I'm going to meet this person? What is she or he going to say? And how am I going to react? How can I protect myself? At such a point, you become habitual to stress also. And you don't even recognize it as stress. But it is going on in your body. You're so constantly used to those cramps and knots in your stomach that by now it is a daily thing. This should be reduced. Why? Because our thoughts change our hormones. Because not many of us are actually aware that when we are sitting relaxed and we are thinking of, let's say, a mountain, a waterfall, a very relaxing holiday, companionship with people who like us, respect us, and do not pass unnecessary comments, taunts, hurtful statements, etc. We should know that our thoughts change our hormones. We'll talk more about it later, but let's come to stress now. Now, have we realized that nobody troubles you more than your own thoughts? Isn't it? Somebody you're undergoing stress, but those who are giving that stress to you, they are not stressed. It's only the receiver, that is us, who are getting stressed because of those comments. Why? Because that our brain is reacting to that. What if we train our brain to think that, okay, this is about you, not about me? Or we have some other solutions also. We follow that and we get out of that situation. When we do things with awareness, we can control the release of hormones. We can train our mind to feel happiness, to feel calm, to feel peace. We can divert it. And thereby, we can control the release of these stress hormones. Let us understand dose. Dose are our 4 happiness hormones. Once we understand this, it will be easier for us to follow a life of awareness. What is dose composed of? First thing is dopamine. This is a feel-good hormone, award or reward. So when you're awarded or rewarded, you feel happy. Somebody praises you, you feel happy. You praise somebody, that person's feel happy, and you reflect that happiness. You end up feeling happy again. Oxytocin, this is a pleasure hormone. This is released when a woman is lactating during labor. It induces labor for breastfeeding, etc. Oxytocin. And also jhappi wala. Jaise you hug somebody with love and affection, at that time or even during sex, oxytocin is released. Serotonin is responsible for your mood, your sleep, your digestion. Endorphin is a hormone which is a painkiller, and it reduces the feeling of pain, and this is released when you exercise. So you can remember it simply by remembering the word dose. Now you are awarded, you feel rewarded, you feel happy. Now this can be felt by either somebody complimenting you or giving something to you, gifting you, or you giving something to somebody, and that person expresses gratitude, you feel rewarded. This is produced by the hypothalamus, and this is a love hormone, and it is also helpful for lactation and breastfeeding, etc. Serotonin, 90% of your serotonin, the happiness hormone, is produced in your gut. That is when you eat plant-based foods. Why? Produced in the gut? Because the bacteria help in the production of serotonin also, and they eat a lot of fiber. So when you include a lot of fiber-rich foods, serotonin is produced. Try it once day when you have a plate of tikki or chole bhature from the market, and another day have a plate full of salads. You will certainly feel a difference, because I have felt it. I have tried both things, and I have felt that whenever I have a plate full of salads, I feel more energetic, I feel more happy, I feel more in control of life, and that feeling stays. So do try it, friends. Have a lot of fiber-rich food and increase serotonin production. And lastly, we come to endorphin. Endorphins are released when you exercise. And remember that exercise also diverts your mind from the stress that you feel. We'll talk more about it, but for the time being, these are the 4 hormones, dose. So you have to give a dose to yourself on a daily basis. Don't give it once in a while, on a daily. So when you increase your dose, your stress hormones lower and your happiness hormones increase. And that is one solution that you can adopt. The second is start observing yourself. Understand your own patterns. That is, when do you actually feel that knot in your stomach? When is that butterfly feeling in your stomach coming? Who has said what to you? Start analyzing your life, even from your early childhood. You may not have realized it, but you may have undergone certain situations which were not really easy. And now it has become common for you to face those situations day in and day out, and you're also suffering from IBS. It can be a reason. So we have to understand our own patterns also. See, our mind, our flow of thoughts is like water. There is always a downward flow. If you don't provide alternatives to your mind sticks to the same old thought processing that it has always followed. That is a downward flow, and which is negative in nature. So provide alternatives to your mind. It can be dance, it can be music, it can be nature. When we become adults and we are busy in our adult lives, sometimes we forget that we also have interests, right? How many of us are so busy actually that we have forgotten that we used to have that interest and we used to have this interest? We have forgotten to relax also. Now we don't have any hobbies. The only hobby that we seem to have is working and earning money for our families, raising our kids, paying off mortgages, loans, and we are stressed. You can join a therapy, any therapy you like, you can think of. Exercise, yoga. Exercise is a very good endorphin booster. You feel really in control of your life, and it also provides a diversion to your mind. Your mind will move away from stress at that time and do those exercises. It can be a simple yoga that you do at home. It can be a punching bag. If something really makes you unhappy, you can have a punching bag and start punching it. And you can walk, you can jog, you can do morning yoga in the garden whenever time allows you, or you can simply climb stairs up and down, up and down, up and down. We are so used to using our lift and so used to using our cars or even going to the market. The exercise has really flown out of the window. Please bring exercise back into your lives. You will really see the difference. I was at some point not doing yoga, and when I started doing it, yoga becomes an addiction. You feel like doing it because you feel happy, you feel in control of your life, and you feel that you can take the right decisions for yourself. This is very, very helpful. Physical activity. And certainly do meditate. How many of you have meditated in your life? It brings a lot of calm, peace, and capacity to look inward and get out of stress. Please do try meditation in your daily life. Friends, meditation is actually very, very helpful. Also for resolving issues within the family, it gives you greater focus, greater peace, greater calm, greater control of your own thoughts. While you meditate, you slowly begin to get all these controls back into your own hands. Sleep well. After you meditate, after you do Anulom Vilom or some form of pranayam, you will feel that you're able to sleep well. And at least 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep is very essential in your daily life. Go traveling. When you see different places, meet different people, it gives you an outlet to your pent-up energies and pent-up stress also. So traveling is also very good. I'm giving here various options. Depending upon what your pocket allows you, you can choose one of them and incorporate it in your daily life in such a manner that it remains incorporated. For doing yoga or exercise, if you don't have time in your daily life, you can start getting up a little early in the morning. And at that time, you can do it. And meditation, you can do a bit before going to bed. If you can get up early in the morning, then you do your exercises, do your meditation, and then start doing your daily household work, because that work will always remain. And remember that we are never appreciated, right, for doing our household work properly. But you have to take out some time for yourself also. That's really important. Deep breathing is also very necessary, and it gives you great peace within. Now, how about resetting your own mind? Suppose I say something hurtful to you. I have given you a gift, but you don't accept it. That gift is returned to me. I give you a toffee, you say, sorry, I don't want it, thank you. It returns to me. In the same way, if you're feeling stressed because of somebody's comments, taunts, it can be somebody in the office, it can be your boss, it can be a colleague also. But if you don't take it to heart, then that gift is returned. It's about the other person, not you. And this is very important to remember, because this is one very easy way to let go of it from your mind. Now, food also has to be improved. Why should food be changed? Have whole food, plant-based diet. Look at this plate of food. Isn't it interesting? If you're joining us for the first time, when you see this kind of a plate, rather than a plate of cooked meal, don't you feel like eating it? This is fiber rich, no cholesterol. It's extremely rich in nutrients, vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and it's going to fill you with energy. Those of you who have joined us for the first time, let me tell you that SHARAN strongly advocates the consumption of salads for a host of lifestyle-related diseases and also issues related to the mind, for anxiety, depression, everything. Diet does help in solving it for you, in controlling it, because your gut bacteria needs to have a lot of fiber. And remember, they're constantly making hormones also and sending messages to the brain. So when we say that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, somewhere it is very true, because we have to protect the gut microbiome to be happy, maintain our happiness over a period of time. It's not that you have a salad today and you don't have it tomorrow. So if there are 7 days in a week, incorporate salads all 7 days. Why? Another reason is the brain uses an amino acid called tryptophan to produce serotonin. And it is widely available in plant-based foods. We have named here leafy greens, sunflower seeds, watercress, soybeans, pumpkin seeds, mushrooms, broccoli, and peas, but it is there in all salad varieties. So the more you have raw, the more your body will be able to produce the amino acid required to make that happiness hormone, serotonin. So when a diet is very high in protein and animal foods, that can limit serotonin production. So the more you move away from animal protein, and animal protein not only means meat, fish, and egg, it also means all dairy produce. Because considering the times that we are living in, it is not safe, it is not healthy to consume animal protein. So focus on plant proteins along with generous amounts of complex carbs like grains, seeds, 10 nuts a day, not more than that, and millets, brown rice, etc. Have your green smoothie daily in the morning. It cleans your intestines, removes constipation, and fills you with nutrients. If you change your food habits itself, I'm very sure that you will feel a difference in your IBS also. Now, there is a need for vitamin B12 in our body because it is not normally available through diet. It is made by bacteria and absorbed into the body by the intrinsic factor. Because of our lifestyle issues, B12 is not absorbed also, and its deficiency can lead to a lot of health issues. So B12 should be consumed. It is necessary for your red blood cells, for your DNA, for preventing anemia, for your nervous system, and for your mental health. Shift to a whole food plant-based diet. What do we mean by whole food plant-based? So it means that you're not going to have anything which is white in color. Not only eggs, but also milk, curd, lassi, butter, and any other derivative like cheese, etc., paneer. You have to have brown rice. If you're using lentils, then use lentils with skin, what we call as udad sabut or udad chilka rather than udad dhuli when we ask for the lentils in the market. When we have masoor, you have whole masoor with skin, masoor sabut and not masoor chilka. When you have moong ki dal, have it with skin, moong sabut, moong chilka, not moong dhuli. That is whole food plant-based. Then when we come to vegetables and fruits, there are certain fruits where you need not remove the skin. If the skin is very soft in a chiku, you can have it with skin. For the banana, you will be removing the skin, but you don't have to remove the skin for the apple. You can simply wash it well and have it. Sometimes even the mango skin is very soft. For this, we would advise you, wherever pockets permit, that you can go in for organic foods. When you are talking about vegetables, there is no need to remove the skin from the carrot and the radish. You can wash it well and eat it. Same with cucumber. For some, you may have to remove the skin, which is okay. Fruits and salads. Have lots of fruits and lots of sprouts and salads in your daily life. So your morning diet begins with a glass of green smoothie and a bowl of fruits. After giving a gap of around 45 minutes, you can have your normal breakfast, which is dry roast paratha or upma or idli, dosa, anything that you're used to having. Another thing that you have to keep track of is D3. D3 is also responsible for mental health issues. So you have to have sufficient D3 in your in your diet. Sorry, D3 is not available in diet. You have to have it when you expose your body to sunlight, or you have to supplement it. Friends, you have to save your microbiome and improve its quality and variety by having different types of colorful, fiber-filled, plant-based foods. So smoothie, you're filling your body with greens. When you have salads, then also you'll be filling your body with lots of greens and also other vegetables. All these colorful vegetables increase the variety of your microbiome, and a diverse microbiome will certainly protect you from diseases and help in healing you, not only body, but also the mind. Because remember, they're constantly in touch with your brain through the vagus nerve. They are producing hormones. They are affecting your capacity to consume food and also their nutrient absorption. So it's very important to protect this microbiome by consuming the foods that we have described and not consuming processed foods like biscuit or chips or drinks or stuff made with maida. Maida is to be avoided, and also dairy, egg, meat, and fish. These things have to be avoided from your daily diet. A mother's milk is for its own kind. A human being is the only, let's say, mammal who drinks the milk of another animal much after being weaned. So a horse does not drink a cow's milk. A lion does not go to drink the tiger's milk or giraffe's milk. But a human being, much after being weaned, believes that he needs the cow's or the buffalo's milk. It's really not required. The only thing that is required is a very good diet, water to drink, and food which is rich in fiber, nutrients, vitamins, proteins, phytochemicals, very colorful, vast variety of foods, which is the reason why nature has produced these foods. And we have been given the capacity to see those multitude of colors so that we feel attracted to it. When we see an apple or when we see a mango, we feel like eating it. Even when you go to a field, do you feel like eating the wheat and the rice? You don't, because you know that it has to be processed and brought to you. When you see meat, egg, or fish, you know that it has to be cooked and then given to you. And its taste has to be masked with so many spices and gravy. You cannot eat it raw. But lots of fruits and some vegetables can be directly eaten raw. You cannot eat a potato, but you can definitely eat a carrot, and you can eat peas, lots of peas, mutton and cucumber and capsicum. These can be eaten raw. Yes, because that is our natural food. We, through years of conditioning, through the media, through our parents who were not aware, we have been given this idea that mother's milk has to be given. And after that, you can shift to cow's milk or buffalo's milk, right? It's due to mental conditioning. The cow is not telling us that you can drink my milk. It is the company, it's the media which is selling the produce, and it's saying that you get calcium from milk. Now, how does SHARAN manage? We have substitutes for milk. We take out milk from peanut, from oats, from coconut, and from almonds, which satisfies all our requirement for milk since we are used to it. Substitute for dahi or curd is also there. Cashew curd is there, peanut curd is there, and soy curd is there. And using these three curds, we make all our dishes where curd is required. For example, your kadhi or your dahi bhalla or all your curd-based dahi wale aloo or dahi wale, bhindi, all kinds of dishes can be made using this dahi, and nobody comes to know. You can simply learn how to make it, visit our website and see the recipes, and you can easily start making these things for yourself. Then there are lots of programs also which SHARAN conducts. You can join those programs to learn how to make different dishes. Change food, improve serotonin. Now, you should not give up ever. You should never come to a state where you feel unhappy, rejected, dejected. Never feel defeated. You know that you can heal yourself and start believing in yourself that I can do it. I can heal myself. First, what I will do is I'll change my diet. And with incorporating more salads, smoothies, and fruits in my lifestyle, I'll start feeling healthier. I'll start feeling more in control. And then next step is you'll provide alternatives to your mind. You will involve yourself in different hobbies, different activities, so that your mind can come out of stress through meditation and through deep breathing exercises. You can definitely defeat IBS. Heal yourself. Remain fit and keep in touch with us. And have a very long and happy journey with us. SHARAN supports you in several ways through our website, Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube channel, health retreats, and there are lots of online events which are conducted in SHARAN. You can keep in touch with us. Lots of them are free. Several of them are paid. You can join in different programs as per your availability of time and come to a complete healed life. Thank you so much.